All right, traders, I'm going to be breaking down the top trading opportunities heading into the rest of this week. These are going to be great day trading and swing trading opportunities that you can take advantage of on the long side and on the short side by buying put options. I'm going to walk you through step by step the key make it or break it levels and the reactions and confirmations I'm looking to enter these trades once they hit the desired price. This is going to be some amazing trading opportunities, so make sure you stay to the end of this video. I'm going to be sharing with you as well one stock that I ended up swing trading put options today that I'm expecting it to crash into the rest of this week. So let's get straight into it. So the stocks that we're going to be going over is going to be Walmart, NVDA, Target, DWAC, Roku, and I'm going to be covering the SPY as well. This is what I want you to understand in terms of trend and pattern recognition. Throughout the past 2 days, so some stocks have gapped down yesterday and some stocks have gapped down today. What I want you to understand is we're seeing a very similar pattern with a lot of large cap stocks right now where they are having gap downs. That is the pattern. So what I want you to focus on is in terms of shorting and in terms of buying puts, I want you to set price alerts. I'm going to set my price alert with you here right now. We'll get prepared together. So at $398 above, SPY has a gap to fill at $398.49. What I am interested in doing is I am interested in scalping a put option, right? So it's going to be a scalp. I get in, I get out. I'm going to wait for SPY. I'm going to wait for the stocks that have gapped down, such as, let's see, such as Roku. Roku is going to be a good one to do this with as well. Roku has a gap to fill at 59. I'll set my price alert there. I'm going to wait for them to go back up to fill the gaps. Once they close the gap, once they fill the gap, what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it and I'm going to determine if it's forming a roof or it's forming a floor. So for example, look at this pattern on SPY. SPY has a gap down. It goes back up to fill the gap. Does this look like it's forming a floor or is this forming a roof? It's forming a roof. You have top bearish wicks, bearish candlesticks, lower highs, and breakdown, right? So this was a great opportunity to scalp puts at that previous closing price. And that is what I'm interested in doing. The bears are really trying to form lower highs. They're trying to break down below out of this 395 channel, but support is still holding. So what I'm going to do is instead of, trapping myself and trying to short the bottom of the channel, which would be $394.60 right around there. Instead of doing that and trying to hope for the best and hope for a breakdown, which has consistently held and SPY has been pushing higher overall for the micro, I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait for it to go back up to fill the gap above. Another reason why I'm going to wait is SPY has been consistently having gap close reversals. It had a gap down, it came back up to fill the gap, had a nice little reversal for puts. Right here it had a gap up, came back down to fill the gap, and then once it filled the gap below, it had a reversal. And there's a new gap waiting to fill above at $398.49. So that's what I'm looking to do with SPY, with Roku, with a lot of the stocks that have liquidity that you've seen gap down either today or yesterday. That's my game plan. Wait for them to go back to the previous closing price. Look at Roku, man. Look at this. Previous support right here, gaps down, cracks. When it rockets back up to 59.07, see if that previous support can react as a resistance. Roku's this #1 play. I love this one a lot. And these are day trading opportunities. Now, in terms of swing trading, my swing tradings are based off of how the daily candle looks. How does the daily candle look right before the market closes? So another thing you could do is you can actually swing trade puts if it forms a bearish candlestick at the gap. So for example, there was a gap to fill on Roku right here. It forms a bearish candlestick on the daily at the gap, which is not determined until right before the market closes. Then you could swing trade puts minutes before the close and then bank the next day. Or you can try to get in on puts the next day if it hasn't dropped a lot towards the previous closing price. Wait for it to spike back up if it did gap down, right? So I want to bring awareness to the swing trading opportunity as well. And I'm looking to do that on Roku and SPY. So I have my game plan. I have my price alerts set. All I need is my confirmations. And my confirmations are, does it look bearish? Is it forming resistance? Is it forming a roof at my key levels? And if so, that's what I will be doing, and I will be scalping put options if that occurs. So that's my game plan in terms of puts. Now, in terms of what you need to understand, for the bulls to step it up, they need to break above 398.50. If that occurs, then SPY goes bullish back to 400 to 402. I'm leaning towards micro bearish side, but technically that doesn't matter because we need to see how the market reacts. For the micro, I'm leaning towards micro bearish towards those gaps for just a quick scalp, not overall. But if we do get that swing trade confirmation, that enters swings. But what matters is how it reacts. Is it forming a floor or is it forming a roof? Is it forming bullish pins or bearish pins? Is it breaking out and forming higher support, or is it failing to break out, faking out and forming lower highs, right? That's what truly matters. I'm giving you the key levels. And in terms of this scalp, we're trading towards the higher middle end of the channel. So it is a fairly good entry. And that ROKU play is going to be phenomenal. I'm liking the ROKU play a lot. This ROKU play looks fairly good. Now, in terms of some updates, I want to show you a pattern on Walmart. So in terms of this pattern, take a look. Walmart has a gap to fill above. Right here, there was a gap to fill above on Walmart, and it was at $148, right around $148.30 right here. Well, Walmart has now filled that gap for 2 days in a row, and it is consistently failing to break out, and it's struggling. However, it's still above $148.30. So this is what I want you to understand about Walmart. I want you to understand two things. First of all, if it goes under $148.30, it's going to sell off, and you're going to want to play puts for a very, very nice scalp. Now, here's the second thing. I'm seeing a pattern on Walmart where it can potentially gap down soon and go bearish. Here's what I want you to take a look at in terms of Walmart stock. And this is the one where I ended up swing trading puts before the close, as alerted to members within Trader Society. It's going to take some time, but overall, I see this crashing and coming back down. So take a look. Walmart has a gap up due to earnings, and then it pushes a little higher the next day. And then what happens overall? It starts to sell back off. What I'm seeing is the same pattern. Compare this candlestick and compare this candlestick to these two candlesticks. Do you see how that looks similar? And this was all, because of recent earnings as well. We are also at a gap, and it's trying to have a gap close reversal. It just needs to crack that level, because if it bottoms at 148, technically that's bullish. But based off of the daily pattern that I'm seeing, it's looking like a great short to be swing trading some put options. And I also want to compare this pattern to two stocks that recently crashed based off of the same pattern, which is going to be DWAC and Walmart. So what we're going to do is, this is Walmart, and I'm going to show you how VERU and DWAC recently reacted to the same pattern. You're going to be like, wow, that's the same exact pattern, right? So take a look. This is Walmart. This is VERU. See the red day? See the red day? Massive gap up, and then you have a green day. And notice how these three candlesticks are nearly identical. They're nearly identical. What happens next? This is another reason why I decided to swing trade puts. What happens next? VERU gaps down like crazy, right? Now I'm going to show you the same pattern on DWAC. The same pattern. This is the one that I used to nail the top of DWAC. And I warned everyone in my last video, and I warned everyone in my previous videos, sell the news. Do not hope for a breakout. Now they're stuck bag holding, and the stock's going to drop to $17 in a couple weeks max. It's going to be a bloodbath, man. And I'll share with you where I'm interested in buying DWAC, but I ain't buying at 30s hoping for the top, man. I'm going to be buying this very, very low, where all these people bag holding are going to be either selling for a loss or hoping it goes back up, stuck holding the bag. So take a look at this pattern on DWAC. It has this big gap up, and then it has like this trend reversal sideways green candle, big gap up, trend reversal sideways green candle, big gap up, trend reversal sideways green candle. Do you see how this is identical? This is identical. And then what happens the next day? Gaps down. It happened to DWAC first, and then the next day, VERU formed the same pattern, and then VERU crashed. So I'm catching these patterns. I'm catching these trends in real time. And I'm doing the same thing with Walmart. So let's see. Let's see if this pattern repeats at Walmart, and let's see if Walmart starts to crash. Based off the pattern, it should crash tomorrow, but I'm not expecting it to. I'm going to hold this one a little bit longer. I like the idea of riding this one out a little bit, but based off the pattern, it should drop tomorrow, based off the pattern. So let's see. I'm telling you, I am seeing delayed reactions happen in real time. You guys need to pay attention to patterns, history repeating itself, and delayed reactions. DWAC formed this same pattern, and then it gaps down on day 3. VERU, the day after DWAC gapped down, formed the same pattern, and then it gapped down the next day. Now I'm doing it with Walmart. I'm telling you, pay attention to this, man. Just take a look. CRSR. CRSR had a gap to fill right here. It filled the gap and it formed this like green trend reversal candle, the same one that I just showed you on all those stocks that gap down and collapse, you know, VERU, DWAC, potentially Walmart, and then it gap down the next day. Look at this pattern. And I pointed this out in my video yesterday. And I told people I'm super bearish on Target in my video yesterday. Look at this pattern right here on CRSR. And then this is what we call the same pattern, delayed reaction history repeating itself. Same exact pattern. Target had a gap to fill right here. And it forms that, you know, trend reversal-ish candlestick. And then it gaps down massively. Yes, I understand it had earnings. But isn't it interesting how, again, bad things happen when stocks are trading towards their highs, right? Sell the news, you got to understand how to sell these plays, man. DWAC, it gapped up 100% from the lows just because Trump made an announcement. And when the news came out, just like Elon Musk, when he was going on that interview, when he was going on that talk show to talk about Doge, everyone was so hyped up that Doge was pumping, that DWAC was pumping, right? And then when the news drops, it's sell the news and the stocks get fucking collapsed. It is so easy to take these people's money, man. DWAC got absolutely crushed and it's going to continue to get crushed within a few weeks, like I warned people. So if you want to reshort the stock, $25.30. $25.30, previous support gap to fill above. If you ever see it rip back up to that price, that's where you go short, 25.37. It is consistently having gap close reversals. It blows my mind how people are not utilizing this strategy to day trade and to also swing trade. They are completely ignoring it. They are trading purely based off of news and fundamentals. They don't understand how to master price action. They don't understand gap trading strategies. They don't understand when it makes time to sell their long position and when to go long. Think about it. If all those people would have bought DWAC puts when I told them to sell, they would have made 100%. And then it rocketed back up. If they would have bought puts again, or if they just would have sold their long position, just think about how much money I would have saved. Every single person holding DWAC, I would have saved them an absolute fortune. I would have saved them a fortune because they'd be selling at the top. And I would have also put in an opportunity to buy puts at the top twice. Now they're stuck bag holding. And what they need to understand is 25.37 is the highest this goes. From here, within the next couple of weeks, we're going straight back down to fill these gaps. That's where we're going. 25.37 is the highest. Once it fills that gap, another gap close reversal, just like it did at 28, like I told you guys was likely going to happen. And then we go back down to fill the gaps. There's a gap to fill below at 17.48. There's a gap to fill below at 16.33. I told every single bull, sell the peak, and you will have the opportunity to rebuy the stock at 16.33. Probably like 5% of them listen to me. The rest of them, they're stuck bag holding. They didn't take profits. They're either down or gave back their profits, and they just don't know how the game goes, man. So it's as simple as that. I will consistently do that and consistently profit off of them. One thing about DWAC is, though, the put options, the options in general, they're just too expensive. So I'm really not too interested in doing it. But if we can rip back to 25, I'd be willing to do it with some bearish confirmations as long as the puts aren't too expensive. But basically my target within the next couple weeks is to fill the gap at 17.48. In terms of going long and being bullish, there's a gap to fill at 16.33 and there's a gap to fill at 17.48. Those are the two prices where I'm going to be interested in buying and go long. What I would need to buy and go long is I would need a bullish confirmation. This is a bullish confirmation at support on the daily with consolidation for a few days. This is bullish and there was a gap to fill right here. And then it starts to rocket, right? So I would need the same confirmations at 16.33 or 17.48. So those are my thoughts. That's my analysis on DWAC. 25.37 bearish gap close reversal. It comes back down to fill the gaps below. Once the gaps fill below, I obviously have no interest in shorting the stock because it's low. I short sell high at resistance. I don't short sell low at support, hoping for a breakdown. I don't hope for shit. I say, wow, the stock was just at $30. There's a gap at 28. When it rips back up to 28, that's bearish. Short the stock. Sell the news. It's high. Don't hope for a breakout. Don't hope for a breakdown. Trade the channel. Easy money, man. Easy money. It works so well because it's so easy money. That's what it literally is. We're trading the channel and we're patient. We're very patient with our process. We wait for all the suckers to buy at the peak. And then when the news sells, we sell the news. This is what we do. This is the game, man. Learn the game. Ask yourself, what are you optimizing? What am I optimizing for holding this stock and not selling at the peak? What am I doing? What am I optimizing for? What's the game plan? What's the strategy? Oh, it's going to go to 35. It's going to go to 40. Like, what are you doing? It's dropping from 30 to 15 in a couple weeks. Like, you're looking at a 50% crash. Ask yourself, what the fuck are you actually doing? I don't understand the mentality. This is why, with all these sheep in the market, it's just so easy to make money within the stock market. I think there's just so much hopium with what happened with GameStop and AMC. You know, all these stocks that just went up so much. These people don't realize these are like once in a life opportunities. Like, they just don't understand how the game actually goes with short selling and buying put options. The vast majority of my money this year came from solely put options in a bear market, shorting at resistance, not at support. Because if you short at support, you're hoping for a breakdown that's confirmed support. If you buy the breakout, you're hoping for a breakout that's confirmed resistance. It makes no fucking sense. Trade the channel. Don't hope for something to break down or break out. Understand what's bearish, what's bullish, and when it's confirmed bullish or confirmed bearish within the channel, trade the channel. Keep it stupid simple. You need amazing entries. You need the best setups at the best prices. What are the best setups at the best prices? Shorting at resistance and buying at support. Obviously, it's more in depth than that, but you need to buy low and sell high for the best entries, which generate the biggest percentage returns. Who was the sucker? Just learn from this, because it's going to happen again and again and again. And guess who's going to be here, not only making money, but saving people from losing, getting them out at the peak and then switching to puts. I'm going to be that guy. So, ask yourself, who's the sucker? The guy buying at 15 and selling at 30? Or the guy who's buying at 30 and selling at 20 to 15? Who's the sucker? If you bought at 15 and it hit 30 and you didn't even know what the fuck you were doing in terms of where to sell, and you held through this big crash, you had the opportunity to get back out after the massive crash. If you didn't get back out, what the fuck are you doing? Like, seriously, man, I would seriously question what it is that you're doing. If you're not even if you don't even have the competence to identify when it's going to crash, and then it crashes and it goes back up to the peak and you don't sell, I don't know what the fuck it is that you're doing, man. I have no idea. But yeah, man, not everyone could be successful within the markets. They just don't get how the game goes. So NVIDIA, in terms of NVIDIA, for this one, I'm leaning bearish. I don't think this looks bullish at all. So I'm looking at this candlestick right here, this trend reversal red candlestick, a key major resistance. And you can just see, man, look at how it reacts when it's at resistance with that candle. It formed that candle right here at resistance, overall went down. It formed that candle at resistance right here, overall went down. I am super bearish on NVIDIA. I'm waiting to swing puts. It looks like a trend reversal confirmation has came in, that the top is there. And like I said, well, what is it I'm interested in doing? I want them to go back to the previous closing prices, 166.666 entry, previous closing price, man. That's what I'm looking to do on shorting NVIDIA with the put options. Wait for bearish candlestick in terms of swing trading. Keep an eye on NVIDIA puts. Do not sleep on that play. That is going to be a good one, likely. As of now, I believe it is going up a little bit with the earnings. So it went up a little bit at 162.60. It's already topping out at that 165. Super bearish on NVIDIA, waiting for that key entry. So the best plays from here would truly be, I would say NVIDIA. NVIDIA would be one of the best ones. I saved the best for last. DWAC, the options are just too expensive. They're not moving that much. So when I played them, it was perfect. But now they're just not that great. So I'm probably just going to stay away from that one. There's better setups now. So NVIDIA, it's funny, it hit $31 and then it just got absolutely crushed, man. Previous closing price reacts as a resistance. It's game over, man. But bulls just don't know how the game works. They got the little breakout, but it was a fake out once a fucking again. So yeah, with that being said, ROKU and Walmart and NVIDIA, all shorts, previous closing price, wait for bearish candlesticks to form on the daily if you're looking to swing trade. Those are my top three right now. I'm keeping a close eye on. I'm already in Walmart based off that pattern. So that is how you trade the best setups at the best prices. I truly do hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. So in terms of my style of day trading and swing trading, it is based off of capturing trends. So basically if you think about, what it is that I did with DWAC, what is it that I did? I captured attention, right? So I wait for something to become viral. I wait for something to become trending. I wait for all the attention to come in. And then I figure out a great opportunity to capitalize off of that attention. And the attention within the stock market is typically emotions. You're going to see it a lot where, you know, a stock is emotionally connected to some sort of thing, whether it's politics or something like that, and it's towards the peak, whether it's like, oh, the hedge funds are scamming us, whatever it is, right? Whatever reason it is, right? Which has nothing to do with the price action and the technical analysis that I'm teaching. Is they're into hopium and all this other BS. While I'm just trading the price action. I'm trading the patterns, I'm trading the charts, I'm trading the price actions. I have no emotions connected to. I'm not too interested into news, but I mean, from a news sense, it was fairly obvious as well that it was going to crash because it's like it already went up 100% and everybody already knew what the news is going to be. There's no correlation on why DWAC, a social media company, should be pumping based off the news that was released, and it already went up 100% plus. So it was just an obvious short. And I'm going to consistently do this with small cap stocks, and I'm going to consistently as well crush the SPY and crush the options on the large cap stocks, right? So what we're doing is we're getting in at the best prices possible, and that's what it is that we're doing. We're trading the trends, we're trading the price action. We're not emotional, we're not connected to all these other theses. We're price action traders, man. These patterns work. You watch all my videos, look at the last 3 videos that I posted, and you tell me, watch the full videos till the end. Last 3 videos I posted. You tell me how accurate it was. Now, watch it. For those of you who stayed tuned to this video, watch how accurate everything I said will be within the next weeks. You watch how accurate everything will be. So, yeah, with that being said, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be relaunching and starting a new, relaunching Trader Society, reopening up the group back to the public very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys within the next video.